Hey guys, I know you're there. Don't click off the video. I can see you. You guys should really wear clothes when you're sitting in front of your TV. Welcome back, string pickers family. Welcome to Obscene Studio, the place with minimal equipment, minimal space, but a lot of heart. Today we are going to talk about what is going on with Headrush. And we're going to go through some of the things on my Headrush for those of you out there that have just acquired one. I'm pretty positive they're still available. And I know that there's people in the world that's probably wound up buying one of these, either secondhand or new. I'm pretty sure they're still available on Amazon. Lately, I have noticed that when I look on headrushfx.com that I cannot find the MX Prime, which led me to a bit of a panic because I was like, "Well, what's going on? Is there no new updates? Can I not look at the amp models anymore and what they're based on?" A lot of you probably don't know this, but I have used some of the rigs that come with the Headrush on some of the playing that I do. However, I have complete banks of 25, 26, 27 different rigs that I have built myself. Some of them based on those, some of them I built myself. So when you build a rig yourself on the Headrush Mx5, you would like to know what amp models are based on what. So I was fortunate enough to look on my favorites, which I always, if I use a page more than once on my computer, I always add that page to favorites. Well, just so happened that I didn't have to sweat bullets no more. I looked on there and it had the page marked for just the Headrush MX5, all the amp models, the pedal models, the cab models, what they're based on, and all that stuff. Because what I like to do is like to build my own rigs and my own sound. If you are a tone chaser, then you're going to understand that you like to sound like certain people, but once you get past that point and you want to develop your own sound, then you start building rigs based on that sound. So that's the beauty of the Headrush MX5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys. You can pause the screen and look at the different amp models and stuff that I have in my favorites on my laptop. Uh, you can copy the URL if you want to and go there yourself. By copy, I mean, of course, write it down or screenshot it. And sometimes in a screenshot, I know iPhone does it. You can touch and it will copy that URL, and then you can just paste it into your phone or what have you. But I'm going to take you there and show you how I got back to it. And then I'm going to walk you through some of the stuff on the Headrush MX5 as far as building a rig for those of you out there that have maybe a bit of a problem with doing that or deciding on what sound or what to use. So you just hang out with me just for a little bit and we will get into this whole Headrush thing. Hang on just a second. Okay, pickers, here we are on the page. This is the MX5 when I entered it from my favorites. As you see, you can go down and look, there's videos, so on and so forth. If you go to the Explore tab and click on that, and then what it's going to do there is it's just going to take you to this page here. You're going to go down basically and look at some information, the features, a video or two, just basic things that you need to see, like this little area right here. Downloads will take you straight to the firmware updates and the models. Here are the amplifiers, and under each amplifier, it shows the name of that amplifier on the Headrush unit and what they are based on. There's a Fender Tweed Deluxe, there's a Fender Vibroverb 65 Black SR, which is based on the Fender Super Reverb Blackface, and you'll just scroll through and look at some of the amps and bass amps. There's a lot here that's based upon Marshall. There's the lead 850 watt. There's also the tread plate, which is based on the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. When you go down, here's the PV51, which of course we all know is based on the PV5150. There's Clean Crunch. Lead, the Soldano, I'm a big fan of. I like the Soldano amps. I use this one right here most of all, the SL100 Drive. Then you'll go down to your cabinets. There's a lot of different guitar and bass cabinets there. Then your microphones. There's all the microphones. Then your pedals. This is a lot of the drive, overdrive, gates. Here's the EQs. And you'll get to the modulation down here, which has all of your flangers, strong phasers, octaves, stuff like that. And it'll tell you underneath what those pedals are based upon. There's even some rack setups, your expression pedal setups, and things like that on this site. So now, usually you would find it at the top in the URL, but for some reason it wasn't showing up here, so I've copied it and pasted it right here. That is the URL. Okay, guys, this is going to be sort of a how-to on building your rig for your MX5. As you can see here, I've got Soldano on this one. I'm a kind of a Soldano fan. That's the reason why I built this rig. I'm not going to do any sound as far as this is just a how-to on how to build your own rig based off of what that website showed you. You can pick your favorite amp, your favorite cab, your favorite pedals that you want to use. You can see on this one that I have a boost on the Soldano. I have a noise filter. Then the graphic EQ. That is what I run most of the time by itself. I do have a delay, chorus, reverb, and a phaser on this one, and a side compressor, which I rarely use those unless I play leads, and I'm not very good at that. So basically what we want to do is you want to start a new rig. So you'll touch these three buttons here, and then you'll start a new rig. This gives you a blank slate. This is what you're going with right here. Always best to put your amp right in the middle of the signal chain, and then you can pick which one that you like based off the website. Most of the time when you look at this, you're not going to understand what you like. Some of them, the Prince and the Prince reverb, and stuff like that, you can kind of figure out what it is by the name, but some of them are very hard. Right here is the lead 800. That's the Marshall JCM. You can go to that. It automatically pairs it with a cab that's supposed to be with it. So then you can touch on the amp, touch twice, and it brings up. You get master volume, the presence, your middle, your bass, your treble, all that stuff. Some of these amps even have the tremolo added to them and so forth. Then you can double click on the amp, and you can choose whether your mic is on or off axis, your output gain, so on. And here you can even change your mic. And you'll see on the website that there are different mics. The DYN57 is like the SM57. Conditioner mics, ribbon mic. There is quite a few on there, and then you can choose whether or not you want to double on that. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do if you're just playing this is you're going to add pedals. I always add some kind of boost in there. So you go down to distortion and you have your distortions here. There's a white boost. This one right here is usually what I go with. And then I'll usually use a smooth, which I slipped up and hit the wrong one. That's the warm. And then go to smooth. And then you can adjust your drive, your tone, and your level on this one. Once you get that figured out, sometimes when you put a little gain to them, they have, noise. You can go to your noise filter, which is found right here in the EQ. If you go down, there's a noise filter here. Works really well. You can do careful or careless. I usually do careful, and then I adjust the threshold on it. Okay, so now that we've got this out of the way, and this is where you want your distortions and your noise filters and stuff that you want to run in front of the amp. Volume pedals, you can choose a volume pedal there. Now behind the amp, you can run your effects, your modulations. Now there is an effects loop for those of you that are going to set up the 4-cable method. You can just go to effects loop here, hit default, then go in and make sure that you adjust your send, return, the mix, because this thing, if you're not watching it, it will be quite loud. I found that out. Now, I don't normally run the effects loop on this. Uh, I usually have a setup, something simple, and then I found that the effects, if you run them through the front of the amp, the effects behind the amp on here sound richer, even though you're running through the front of the amp over here. And not all amps are like that. It's just my Carvin sounds a little better like that. Uh, and then when you don't want the effect, you just drag it down here to delete and then click yes. So then if you want some modulation, we have EQs, compressors, gates, stuff like that. You want to go in front, EQs that you want to go behind. So you can do EQ here. You can double tap on that, and the Headrush had changed this with an update. It used to be more complicated, but you can adjust your EQ ever how you want that EQ to work. And then you can go into your modulation. You can do multi-chorus, chorus, flanger, vibrato, rotator, air filter, air flanger, the orange phaser, tron phaser, stone phaser, all this, just a bunch of stuff. Even has a drop tune pedal, and all of these effects on here. And so you can add those there. Now, what I generally like to do is I run the amp on this side and then run the signal chain through like this. And then your inputs, you can adjust the input of your chain and output to the amp. You can adjust the rig volume, the width. So yes, you don't necessarily have to download rigs unless you want to. You can just create a rig yourself, make your own sound, and then once you can hold down this button here. This is a tool that I use a lot. You can hold this button down, and then you can go to stomp mode, rig set list, or back to hybrid. When you go to stomp mode, you get cab on and off, amp on and off, but you can go to hardware assign, and assign what you want to be on any of those. So if I want this first to be the overdrive, then all I got to do is do that, click on, and then it goes to overdrive. You can change the colors to any of these colors up here. It's just a really nice format. Uh, I don't uh, download a whole lot. I have downloaded some off of fx.com and gotten a few rigs that are downloaded. As a matter of fact, I will show you like the Sandman, of course, Metallica, Motley Crue. I downloaded the Doc rig Worship that was download, Worship Drive, 5150 Oranges. But I've created on this bank the Soldano, the Lead 800, the Engel, of course, modeled after the Engel. Uh, let's see. Basically, any of these that don't have a number in front of them are ones that I have created. Like Burning Room after John Mayer, his effect, Soldano Clean, vocal for when I run a mic through, the Mesa 30-watt cab, just a CJ's rig. That's my son. He created a rig on this that he plays through sometimes when he comes over. So basically, that is the long and short of how to build your own rig. I'm sure that most of you will probably have questions about this. So let's get you back set up where I can see you through the camera into your living room again. Okay, so that was the rundown. I'm sure that a lot of you have had the MX5 long enough to know how to navigate around and build your own rigs, but still being sold. I remember when I got mine, it was a lot to wrap my head around. And it was so easy once I figured out that you could go to the website, look at the different amp models, know what kind of tone you're going to get once you play through those. Now, I understand that tones change depending on what you run it into. You can run it through an interface, get that tone that way if you want. But I don't want any of you that have the MX5 now or just bought it to be intimidated by the whole I can't find it on the website thing. Uh, just look at the URL that I sent you, try to do it from there, and then save that to your favorites, bookmark it, do whatever you do on your computer. That way you can go back to it, print it out. That's the one thing. I keep a printer in this room just for such occasions. Uh, Whether or not it's going to come down to not getting any more updates, whatever, I'm fine with that. I understand once items get sold, they stop doing that. I don't see why, if something is popular. I do want to try the new Flex Prime. It's just like this one, but it has quite a bit more features to it. So, but yeah, that is basically in a nutshell. I'm an MX5 user. I like the MX5 going through the Carvin. And now I do play my analogs through other amps that I've got here. If you guys have questions, just hit me up in the comments. I'll answer them if I can. If I can't, maybe I can direct you where the answer will be. I'm just a Tennessee redneck. This stuff it's very hard for a man my age to figure out a lot of technology and do this whole YouTube thing. But thankful to a lot of people that I've watched on YouTube, I was able to figure that out. So that's our video for today. I want to give a huge shout out to Searching for Tone. Brian gave me a shout out in his live feed not long ago. I'm just starting out, and he recognizes channels that are doing that. And what he's doing over there is pretty great. So, Brian, keep up the good work, buddy. And I look forward to more of your videos, too. Also, a huge shout out to Six String Stinger, Dave. Uh, I'm brother, I hope you make 10,000 by the end of the year. I know you're inching up there. I'm trying to help you out. I want you to hit that mark. Really enjoy your videos. You're a funny guy, and that's what I love about it, and everything. So you keep up the good work as well. So anyway, I'm out for right now. I would thank you to get out, and I will see you next time.